All right. This is for you, Amanda. So, with yoga, hopefully you can see me good enough. With yoga, you want to start off through yoga for dogs, yoga with dogs. You want to start off taking some breaths in. Exhale out. When you breathe in through your nose. Grab a hold of your ribs. Feel your ribs expand when you breathe in. Breathe out through your mouth. Feel your ribs contract. So first thing you want to do is put your feet hip width apart. You're going to want to hinge at the hips. You're going to stretch the back of your legs. Bend your knees and go as far as you can go. If this is good for you and you can feel the stretch in the back of your legs, that's good. Hold it. The good thing about yoga is you go as far as your body can go. It's a practice for you. It's wherever you're comfortable in your body doing it. That's what's great about yoga, is you don't have to do it like everybody else. You do it according to the way that's best for your body. So your goal is to bend forward and let your head hang. And let it hang so you can shake your head back and forth, forward and back. So yes and no. Just let it hang there. I just felt my back crack. And if you need to do this with knees bent and back rounded, that's fine. That's a modified version, and this will be the full version. So the goal here is you want to feel the stretch in the back of your legs all the way down. You want to hold this pose. Remember to take those deep breaths in. Feel your rib cage expand. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Next, we're going to come up slowly. Take your arms over your head. Big inhale. Big exhale. Forward fold again. Let your head hang if you can. If you need to do this, bend your knees a little bit. That's fine. Come up. Big inhale. Arms overhead. Exhale. Forward fold. Let your head hang. Now we're going to walk our hands forward. When we're doing anything with our wrists, you want your hands planted. You want your fingertips gently pressing into the mat. It helps protect your wrist. We're going to go into downward dog. In this position, your feet are wider than your hips. You're going to push your body back towards your thighs. Your back is straight. Your legs can have a little bit of a bend if you need to. Just feel and get the feeling with your body where you fit. And you need to drop your ankles toward the mat. Drop your heels toward the mat. The heel of your hands are pressing into the mat here, and you're pushing back with your body. Breathe. Now, I don't know your limitations, so you work with your body. You're going to step back a little bit and you're going to come into plank. Your feet are about as wide as your hips, and you're going to flatten your back out, adjust your body. Your wrists should be under your shoulders. And you might feel that your booty is up like this. You want to bring your booty in, drop your butt, but don't let your back sag. You want it straight. Even your booty can be a little bit up in the air if you need to, but not quite like this. Try to have a little bit of a flat back. Hold it as long as you can. Drop to your knees. Put your big toes together. Spread your knees apart. Sit your rear back on your heels. Stretch those arms way out in front of you. Drop your forehead to the mat. Sink your hips back towards your heels. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come up to all fours. Whenever you're doing anything with your wrists and your hands, always keep your fingertips pressing down into the mat just a little bit, not real tight, just a little press. Kind of raises, it tenses the palm of your hand. And you always want a straight line between your shoulders and your wrists. Should never be too far over or too far out. And they shouldn't be too far out this way or too far in. It should be right underneath your shoulders. So we're going to do cat, cow. So cow, actually we'll do cat first. We take a deep breath in. Exhale, round your back. Push your pelvic forward, your hips forward, chin to chest. Push into your hands. Push your hands into the mat. Breathe. Now we'll do cow, and it's just the opposite. We're going to raise your tailbone up toward the ceiling. You raise your gaze up toward the ceiling and your chin. So you're trying to look up and your belly is sagging down. Breathe. Round again. Inhale, and then on the exhale, round your back. Press your hips forward. Chin to your chest. Breathe. Release. Inhale. Exhale. Look up. Raise that tailbone. Neutral spine. Step back into down dog. Just going to raise ourselves up. Again, your feet are about hip width apart. Really, this is the plank position more so. You're going to push your body back. Your ears are alongside your arms. And you're just going to push back. You're going to feel the activation in your back and your shoulders. Push those heels toward the mat. If you're up here, that's fine. It's wherever your body is. Like I said, you got to be patient with your body. Learning yoga takes time, but it is so beneficial. Now you're going to want to kick your right foot back behind you and kick your foot up. You'll probably need to walk it, but you're going to bring your foot up in between your feet or between your hands. So however you want to get into this stance. Back foot is facing this direction as well as your front foot. Make sure your knee is over your ankle. Really firm up. You can take that back foot and put it out to the side. So your right foot's in front, your left foot's behind you. You're going to want to firm up. Firm up. When I say firm up, that means tighten the muscles in the bottom half of your body, because you're going to need all those muscles to stabilize yourself as you raise up. Bring your arms overhead. If you feel any pain anywhere, back off. You can raise a little bit, straighten this front leg if this is too much on your knee. Breathe. Hold as long as you can. The goal is to hold it for 30 seconds. Well, we won't do 30 seconds today because this is your first time. So now what you're going to do with your back foot, your front foot just out how it is. You're going to take your back foot and you're going to face it in front of you. So you're making a T with your feet. The right leg is facing that way. Your back leg is now facing in front of you. You still have a wide stance with your legs. Now you're just going to bend into that same knee. Knee over your ankle. Never too far forward. It can be back a little bit if your knee hurts. But knee over your ankle. Back foot facing straight. This foot facing that direction. Take a deep breath. Drop your shoulders. Your head is in line. Your spine is in line. Your ears are over your shoulders. Good posture. Shoulders back and down. Bring your arms out straight. Now with that front bent knee, you see how I'm going like this and pushing it forward? You want to act like there's a wall back here and you're trying to touch this knee to a pretend wall that's back here. So you're going to want to push that knee out just a, it's a tiny movement, but you'll feel it through your inner thigh. Hold that. All right, come up. We're just going to switch sides. I'm going to do the opposite. So now your right leg is facing in front of you. Your left foot is facing this direction. Bend into that front knee. Again, watch your placement. Make sure your knee is right over top of your ankle. Get that little push. Try not to have your knee sagging forward. You actually want to engage that inner thigh, so push that knee back toward an imaginary wall like you're trying to touch something back here. Body faces forward. Arms out, drop your shoulders, ears over your shoulders, good posture. Hold it, breathe. All right, straighten that leg. And however you want to get into this that's safe for you, you're going to want to go down. I'm going to go down, touch the ground. And I'm going to get both of my feet facing the same direction, where I'm going to put a bend in this front left leg. So bend. Make sure you're not overextending. Make sure you're in line. Really firm up through the bottom so you have good stability. Raise your arms overhead. Breathe. That back heel should be pushed back just a tiny bit. It's a little tiny movement, but instead of up on your foot, You should be pushing it back just a little bit. You're going to feel that in the back of your thigh. Hold that. Only hold as long as you can hold. I'm holding it just to show you the pose. Your goal is holding it for 30 seconds to start. So now I'm going to come this way. So now you're going to go into a wide stance, feet fairly wide apart, and you're going to want to hinge at your hips, and you're going to want to come forward. Now again, you can bend your knees. You want to go forward as far as you can until you start feeling the stretch in the back of your legs. And your goal will be to come all the way down. Hold that. If you're up here and your knees are bent, that's fine. Just play with it a little bit. Bend your knees, straighten your legs until you really feel the stretch in the back of your legs. You need to feel that stretch. You want to get to the uncomfortable point, but not pain. Hold this pose. Go ahead and hold it. Come up, plant your hands in front of you so you have some stability. And all you're going to do is bend one leg, keep the other foot firmly planted, and you're just going to bend into one leg. You're going to feel the stretch in your inner thigh. Hold that. Whenever you do any kind of stretching, the longer you hold the stretch, the deeper it will become, the more you'll get out of it. So typically 10 seconds. I try to push it a little bit. Straighten, bend into the other knee, keep that other foot planted. You should feel this in the inner thigh. Keep your hands down so you're safe and firm. Only go as far as your knees and your body will let you. Come back up. Walk your feet in. You can come up if you need to. Put your feet together. And then do a forward fold with your feet together. Again, if your knees are bent, that's fine. Inhale, come up, exhale, nice. All right, the next pose, they say downward dog is a resting pose. I find it's a resting pose now, but when I first started, it was not a resting pose, so get into downward dog. Just a reminder, put your feet about hip width distance. Those fingertips are barely pressing into the mat. Protect your wrists, and you're going to want to push your body back towards your thighs. Booty is in the air. Try to drop your heels toward the mat. Hold this pose. Now we'll do bear pose. Bear, Bear pose is where you're going to keep your body completely, your torso and your arms exactly where they are. Don't move. All you're going to do is bend your knees until they're parallel with the mat. Notice nothing else is moving other than my knees. I'm still pushing back really hard in my hands. And then just straighten. That will help get your heels a little lower. We'll do it again. Only thing that's going to move is your knees. Keep pressing into those hands. Bend into your knees. Keep pressing. Pressing into those hands. Breathe. Exhale and straighten. Good job. Hold it. All right. Step back. Come down onto your knees. We're going to do one more exercise, and then I'll give you a break. So you're going to take your right leg out. Make sure that your hips are pointing both toward the ground. Never have your hip up. Put your hip down. Flex that foot. Bend your knee. Make sure you keep that flex in the foot so your heel is pointed toward the ceiling, not your toes. And then a little tiny movement like you're trying to touch the ceiling with your heel. Just keep going. Little movements. I'm shaking. I lost count. Go to the other side. Press that leg out. Keep your hips toward the floor. Bend your knee. Keep that flex in the foot. That's pointed. That's flexed. Press your heel toward the ceiling. Don't forget to breathe. Stand up, however you can get there safely. Feet about hip width distance, and fold. Stretch the back of your legs. If you can, do a flat back. Flatten your back. Inhale. Exhale. All right, that's it for now. I'll make some more for you later. Love you, girlie.